You're listening to Off the Vine with Kaitlyn Bristowe.
Welcome back to Off the Vine. Today is a big day. It's officially our rebrand launch, which is so exciting. And then there's no better way to celebrate them with the one, the only country music queen, hilarious Lauren Alaina. You know her, you love her from American Idol to country superstardom, Grand Ole Opry member, Dancing with the Stars, and now she's stepping into her biggest role yet, mom-to-be. We're talking new music, life changes, and of course wrapping it all up with a juicy confession. So let's do this.
Oh, listen, let me tell you about the boob thing. I've been a C- my whole life.
And now what do you
D+.
Oh.
D+, baby.
I bet there's so many new things just happening with your body that, like, wait, you were telling us before we started about this one black hair on your belly button.
It's like right here. And I just noticed that it's real short. I'm sure it's going to get longer. Should I pull it? Because I've heard if you pull hairs, 7 more come in. I think it's a wild
Well, then that would make a lot of sense for my chin because I swear to God, I'm like, I pulled one and now I have like 30.
Oh, God, I haven't even thought to check my chin.
Oh, I did mine today. But I also have one black hair on my belly button and I'm not pregnant. So what's with that?
So you'll have 2.
Thank God this podcast is for the girls because
Oh, I can tell the women some things. I have a newfound love for women and what we go through.
truly, I always say on this podcast, what a woman's body is capable of is just absolutely mind blowing.
The fact that I am harboring a human being is...
This is what I always say. I'm like, you're creating like lungs.
I
Like,
know.
how
I saw
What?
this thing somewhere, and it was like my husband complained about something. He had a long day at work, and I said, "Well, I grew a liver today, so I think you're okay."
I literally grew a liver. And a brain. Like that's insane. You're a hero. I was watching, you were doing like a get ready with me. I don't know if it was a live or if you posted it. You definitely didn't get ready on it because you just talked.
I never do. I cannot do them.
It's hard to do because you really have to time up what your story with where you're at in your makeup journey. It's really hard.
Also, when I do them, I do my makeup wrong.
Oh, because you're
so busy talking. One of the videos, I put enough concealer on my face for everyone at the show that night. Honest
you
to
just
God,
kept bagging it on?
And like as much concealer as I would put on foundation. It
That
was
is
insane.
hilarious.
And I was like, people were like, "Wow, I didn't know you used that much concealer." And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just unhinged, talking, and just kept putting it on. And I was like, and then
and then you forget
let me
what
get that
you're
black hair.
doing. That's something I would do. I would like go on live and like pluck my black chin hairs in front of everybody. I would do something like that. But you were talking about your new song, just how crazy that is that you were writing the song, Those Kind of Women, and then your mom makes a cameo and at the end you announced your pregnancy. You were talking about that on this post. Do you know what post I'm talking about?
Yes, I think so. So when I recorded the song, I was not pregnant. Maybe
Right. No, you weren't.
I wasn't even trying to get pregnant.
Right.
She's a big surprise.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we got married and got right down to it, didn't we?
You sure
Anyway, so like no plans of being a mom yet, none of that. And the song is about like the hook says I was raised by those kind of women, and it's all about like, you know, reminds me of mom and my nana, and my Aunt Kim, and all of I had really empowering women around me growing up.
Yeah.
Strong Southern women.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that recorded this song, wasn't even really like thinking it would be the first release of the year.
Yeah.
And get the master back. And I had found out I was pregnant. And just my husband, Cameron, and I knew, and no one else knew. We were so shocked. We were like, let's hold on to this for a second.
Yeah.
We're going to chew on this.
Right.
We were like, this cannot be. How did this, what?
Were you like feeling something and you're like, I should take a pregnancy
Well, I didn't
test?
have a period, so that was a pretty good indicator.
That's
I was
a sign.
like, and so actually I told Cameron I'm late, and he goes, how late? Like he knows what that would even mean.
Yeah, you're like 2 days. He's like, okay.
I said 1 day, first of all.
Yeah.
And he was like, is that even really late? And I was like, I mean, I'm like clockwork.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, it's late for me, but it's probably fine. Like we were under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
My dad had passed away like 2
I'm
months
sorry.
before that.
Yeah.
So he was like, it can't stress mess it up. All of a sudden, my husband knows everything there is to know about a woman's cycle.
He's
I'm
like, you're only one
when
day
did
late.
you
It's
become an
stress."
expert?
Yeah.
And then he was like, it's fine. You're not. So then I was like, okay, it's fine. So then another day goes by and I was like, man, that still didn't happen. And I started thinking like, maybe I like put it in the app wrong or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
So the third day, I took a test.
And how far along were you?
4 weeks and 3 days.
Oh my gosh. And you're like,
I found out immediately.
Yeah.
I know, like when we finally went to the doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right on track for just missing that one. But Cameron, so this is funny. I knew. I had a feeling. I just felt it. I knew. And I was like, oh my word. That day, not even the 2 days before, I was kind of like, nah, maybe not. But when I went to take the test, I knew.
Really?
And I told him, I said, I think I'm pregnant. And he was like, you're not pregnant. How could you be pregnant? Like,
You're like, well, there's this little thing called the
sex.
P entering the V.
when a mama bee.
Yeah. When somebody loves each other,
When a mom and a dad really love each other.
Yeah.
I said, okay, well, I'm going to take the test and then you can go in there and look at it.
Yeah. Did you record it?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I should have.
Yeah, I would
because
have loved to see his face.
he goes into the bathroom and does not come out. No, nothing. I hear
just silence?
Just silence. And I go, Cameron, what does it say? He goes, I'm using the bathroom. Give me a second. And I'm like, what does the test say? It's sitting on the counter.
He's like, yeah, I'm dropping one. 1 second.
And I know he was sitting there looking at it. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Shocked.
And he goes, I think you need to come look at it. I don't know how to read it. I said, there's a key. It says pregnant or not pregnant. 2 lines or 1 line. And he came out and handed it to me. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
how did we, what is going on?
Well, and women feel so much pressure to be excited about a pregnancy, or everyone has certain feelings. What was your like genuine feeling when you found?
Immediately, like when we first panic.
Yeah.
Total panic. I mean, we want to be parents.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much of a surprise.
Right. You just didn't know it was going to happen that fast.
No. And yeah. So I like looked at him and I was like, how did we do this? What did we do? And he was like, well, we're going to have a baby. And I go, you're not having the baby. And we're just like looking at each other, just like, and I was like, but I mean, I just took the Rascal Flatts tour. Like,
Yeah.
when am I going to have this baby? And I'm like
Yeah.
trying to do the math. And I'm like,
Well, and
so many of these things are, because my life, I'm on the road.
Yeah.
90% of the year.
Yeah.
And I just kind of always thought that when we had babies, we would be like, I don't know, I had this imaginary idea in my head of what
you
that
had a
would look like.
blueprint, and this is not on the blueprint.
Well, we would, do it on purpose.
Yeah.
And, like so many people have such a hard time.
Yes.
And actually, we walked through that with a close friend of ours. A couple of our friends have
Yeah.
had very tough times
Yeah.
getting pregnant.
Yeah.
So it was just like, that wasn't our story. And
Right.
so it was like even more shocking because you hear a lot of people having a very tough time.
Right.
And so I was just like, what is going on? And then if I'm like totally honest, I was scared.
Yeah,
It was so,
that's
because it was
valid.
like, I was not prepared. And then I started thinking like, am I going to be able to, like, what am I going to do about this?
Yeah.
And then I started trying to do the math and I was like, am I going to be able to do this tour? And what am I going to do in the summer? Because the summer is like my busiest
Right.
season of the year and where I make all of my money.
Right.
And that like obviously is going away this year completely. No
Yeah.
touring in the summer. My baby's due May 29th.
I was going to ask, oh, you're having a Gemini.
My husband's a Gemini too.
What are you?
Scorpio.
Oh, frisky are we? I love that.
How did that baby happen?
Yeah, now I know. That's so. Oh, your husband's a Gemini. What's
He is
his
a
birthday?
Gemini. June 3rd. So she could, I guess,
Yeah.
come on his birthday.
When have you already toured now?
I'm on tour right now.
You're on tour right now.
Last weekend was our first weekend.
Oh my gosh. And I can't even imagine the breath work that you have to do to sing and be pregnant.
For the most part, right now, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I've like stayed working out.
Yeah.
I
Good
did
for you.
Orange Theory until about 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
Good
not.
for you.
But I was like, maybe I need to like
Just take a
do
knee.
Pilates. I don't know. Something different.
Just a stretch, maybe.
Yeah. Yoga.
Yeah, yoga would be great.
Yoga's probably a great idea.
But I can't imagine like touring while being how far along are you right now?
I'm 26 weeks.
26 weeks. Yeah, how are you going to sing when you're like, because I know pregnant women, when they try and go up like 2 stairs when they're really pregnant, they're out of breath. To sing,
I don't know.
you're like, I know, Kaitlyn, I'm already freaking out. Stop freaking me out even more.
So when we finish that tour, I will be, I think, almost 33 weeks, 32 or 33 weeks.
Okay.
And then, but my last show that I have booked right now, and it is probably the last show I will book. I'll be 37 weeks and 2 days.
Holy shit.
So I'm going. I mean, and my baby could come by then.
Yeah,
and
it
that's
really could.
obviously like something we had to consider. But because I'm not going to be working the whole summer, I was like, as long as I can do it. And obviously, as long as my doctor says it's safe.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I've
of
cleared
course.
everything I've done.
Yeah,
the
'cause you're
show's
not
in
flying,
town.
you're on a bus.
Yeah, but the show at 37 weeks
is in town.
I will not be leaving Nashville after 36 weeks.
Okay.
So anything I do would be like in town. It's a
Wow.
private gig or something.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy. I feel like,
yeah.
well,
but I
you-
was scared, and I'm still a little scared.
Well, it's the unknown. You don't know what. I feel like parents too, like especially when you leave the hospital with the baby, you're like,
What do we do now?
I'm just responsible for this now.
Well, Cameron and I mean, we have nieces and nephews, so we've been around a lot of babies.
Yeah.
He has 4 on his side, and I have 4 on mine. My
Yeah.
brother's had 4 kids with
Yeah.
his wife. And so we've been around children, a lot of children.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Well, yeah.
And like I'm the mom, right? So I'm the one that's like always gone. So just trying to prepare for that has been interesting. And like my maternity leave isn't, I am my boss. So
Yeah.
I'm like, how am I going to work out paying myself for that? So it's just different. And
Yeah.
just a lot of like, if we're not on the road, I mean, my band's not working and just
Right.
so many things. But I will say, I am so excited to be a mom. Like we are very excited about the fact that we're having the baby.
Yeah, that
it's
you-
just a lot of unknown. Like people were like, "What's your birthing plan?" And I'm like, "To get her out." What do you mean?
In the healthiest way possible.
The best way I can get her out.
You're like vaginally, actually.
Yeah,
Or
That's-
C-section if I have to. There's 2 options here.
yeah. I mean, and hopefully vaginally, that's the plan. But
Yeah. You can't
it's just
control.
like I don't know anything. We took a birthing class, my husband and I we should have filmed that, honestly. I was taking the birthing class because we were both like, and
Why?
he
What
was
was-
like, she's going to do that. And I was like, I have to do that.
What was the most shocking thing they said? Like, what was the thing that they were like,
Oh, I mean, obviously we know what's going to be happening, but just things leading up to it happen. Like there's this mucus plug thing.
Yep.
I didn't know about that.
You didn't.
No. My husband didn't either, so that was interesting. But they prepared, the class was actually awesome.
Really?
Definitely recommend it, especially first time moms.
Yeah.
Because I'm flying blind here.
Well,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
But women do, like, your instincts will kick in.
That's what everyone says. And
like-
I'm a very loving person.
Yes.
So, and
that's
very
the only,
nurturing.
That's the most important thing. You're
I just
want to
be a good mom. So
You
I think
will.
that's the fear is like, I just want to,
People who want to be a good mom will be a good mom.
and I want to be a mom. I just thought like maybe also my best friend is getting married in Italy in October. So baby's going to Italy.
Oh,
4
sick.
months old. I'm the matron of honor. I'm going to be there. So
How cute is that going to be? A little baby passport picture? Like,
I know.
You have to like
she
hold
has to
up
get
the
a passport.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. And someone was like, well, you got to make sure you get her passport. And I was like,
It's very overwhelming. So it's valid to be excited, scared, nervous, like overwhelmed in every way possible. Obviously, you're not going to say names, but have you picked out a name?
we have picked out her name.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so that makes it more real and
We
exciting.
are going to wait to share her name, I think, when she gets born. The only problem is, like, I'll probably tell you when we're not recording. And I've told a bunch of people what her name is, but family names.
Yeah.
Actually, we knew our boy name and our girl name before we knew what she was.
Really?
So they're family names, all of them.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're very excited about that.
Well,
but
and I feel like,
that part is weird too, because
What?
then you're like, what if the name doesn't suit her and she is stuck with it?
if the name will suit her.
Okay, good.
I believe that. I believe you will look at her and be like, yes, you are that.
If she's not, that's
And
going to
then
be really
you-
awkward for all those tales people keep making us.
Or or you just change it and be like, psych, everybody, different name.
Do you imagine? Oh my gosh.
I
no.
would. That's something.
I like talk to her and call her by name.
You do?
So I think I have like really settled in.
Yes.
On like that is her name.
Yes.
Well, she already knows her name because I talk to her constantly.
Oh
I
my
really do talk to her all
I would
the time.
too. Do you sing to her?
Yeah, well, and also she's like on tour with us right now, so she's hearing me sing. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Yeah, crazy. So
That's-
I always do think like I wonder like what it sounds like to her, you know?
Probably like what it sounds like when you go underwater and like
And
try
you
and
hear
talk.
things, yeah.
That's probably
Well,
like
I was
that.
like worried about if it was too loud and someone was like,
put
she's
headphones
in
on the
an entire, like completely surrounded by fluid. And I was like, that's a good point. Maybe she's okay.
Yeah, she's okay. She's thriving in there.
Yeah.
She's thriving.
Actually, I saw a video that says like the more active you are, like it rocks them. Like
really?
when you're really active, it like rocks the baby in
Aw.
there. Yeah.
All right, who doesn't love the good things in life? The small joys. Quince has become my go-to for high-quality essentials at prices that actually make sense. They have tons of great items from washable silk tops and dresses to organic cotton sweaters and even 14-karat gold jewelry. Now, the best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar luxury brands. And they do that by working directly with top factories. So Quince cuts out the middleman and then passes all those savings directly to us. I also love how Quince is so committed to responsible and ethical manufacturing practices. So they use premium fabrics and finishes. So I know I'm getting the best while still supporting a brand that cares. Now, my favorite piece right now is the Responsible Down puffer jacket. I chose it in the oat milk color. So pretty. And it's been perfect for walking the dogs around Nash or even just layering it on top of my outfits when I'm running errands. It's warm and cozy and it's been chilly in Nashville and it's so cute and just super versatile. Honestly, it feels just as luxe as any designer puffer without the high-end price tag. Give yourself the luxury that you deserve with Quince. Go to quince.com/vine for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/vine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/vine. Okay, let me ask you something. How often do you take time for you? You know, like to grow, reflect, maybe even laugh and giggle a little? Well, I've got your new go-to, and it's Self-Conscious with Chrissy Teigen on Audible. You know Chrissy, she's hilarious, she's unfiltered, and just like us, figuring it all out as she goes. And on this podcast, she dives deep into personal growth with some of the most brilliant minds out there, like Mel Robbins, we love, Adam Grant, Gabby Bernstein. It's real, it's insightful, and honestly, it feels like you're hanging out with just a super wise bestie. Each week, Chrissy unpacks these big life-changing ideas, but makes them super relatable and gives you practical tools that you can actually use. Whether you're totally new to this whole well-being journey or you're a second self-help junkie, Chrissy's got something for you. So here's the deal. Self-Conscious with Chrissy Teigen is the new wellness podcast from Audible. Expand your self-awareness, gain valuable insights, and become more self-conscious. New episodes drop each week. Go to audible.com/Chrissy podcast or wherever you get your podcasts and start listening today. Is Cam in music at all? Well, didn't you meet him through like Luke Bryan or something?
Yes, but he is so not in music.
No? Okay.
Cameron does commercial insurance.
Okay.
So wears a suit. Well, he used to. I don't know what he's wearing these days, but like golf shirts. But no, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had
But how did you meet him through Luke?
So he knows Luke's nephew.
Okay.
And he was backstage with like a bunch of guys. Went on the trip to Crash My Playa, which is Luke's festival in Mexico.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cameron and I met backstage in Mexico. So random.
That's...
I actually like catcalled him.
No. What?
I was like, hey, where are you going with those drinks? Yeah.
And was it like an immediate, like instantaneous?
Pretty
like,
much. Yeah. He's
cute.
I said, where are you going with those drinks? And he like turned around and looked behind him and said, like, are you talking to me? And it was him or the ocean. So I was like, yeah, definitely talking to you. And he said, I'm not going anywhere. And he like sat down and gave me and Molly and everybody that was kind of hanging there a drink and hung out with us. Yeah.
Oh, cute.
On the beach. I don't even know if he went and watched the show. He hung out with us.
That's funny. And then you had a big wedding too. You guys did like 450 people?
Yes. And this will surprise you, but that was my husband's doing.
Really?
Yes.
My
manager,
we have
Bryan.
the same masseuse. She was there.
Yes.
Robin, yeah.
Bomb masseuse.
She's the best.
I mean, gets in there,
yeah,
man.
she does
you
not
gotta
mess
nod
around.
You won't after
No.
you hang out with her for 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, 450 people. I invited about 100 of them. No kidding. Like my husband, Bryan, my manager, calls him the mayor. Like Cameron is Mr. Personality. In fact, like all of his friends, when he invited his friends, he invited their parents and their siblings and like, and I was like,
were you chill about that or were you like, cut it off?
looking back, okay, so before when we were talking about it, I was like, why don't we just get married at your parents' farm?
Yeah.
But his parents have a farm in Georgia. And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, so it would have been really like we would have just had to do like our parents and siblings,
Yeah.
which I was down for.
Right.
And he really wanted to do like the wedding thing. It's
Really?
usually the opposite, I feel like.
Totally.
But my life is that, right?
Yeah.
My life is events, but I wouldn't change a thing about it. We had the best wedding. I know it's my wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm probably biased, but it was
I
so
heard it was incredible.
fun.
Yeah.
We had the best band.
Yeah.
It was sick. Like it was I was like, I couldn't even believe we were walking in there.
I love the
But
venue
it was
that
our wedding.
we, when I was engaged, looked at the same venue because it was so beautiful too.
I was engaged another time too, and so
You
was
did.
he. So everybody's got to do that.
I feel like it's kind of chic.
It's the new thing.
Like
Yeah.
I'm turning 40 this year and I have 2 engagements under my belt. And instead of being having shame around it, I'm like, that's kind of chic.
Good for you. Maybe third time will be a charm.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I need to hook you up with Cameron's friends.
Yeah, we talked about this.
A lot of them are married, but so not them. But the other ones.
We talked about this because I read it was so funny. I was in Hawaii with my girlfriend. Why was I there?
I think you were there for a wedding.
Yes, I was there for a wedding, and I'm sitting there having a drink. And you are just sopping wet coming out of the pool, towel on, and you're like, Kaitlyn? And I was like, oh my God. And we like...
Yeah, you came to our honeymoon. It was great. We just gotten married.
That was so funny. That was your honeymoon.
It was our honeymoon.
That's so funny. Why Hawaii?
Neither one of us had ever been.
Oh, isn't it the best?
So we talked about going to all these different places.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, have you ever been to Hawaii? And he was like, no.
Oh.
And I was like, well, we're going to go to Hawaii. So we island hopped. So we went to Maui. We went to 4 islands.
What was your favorite?
Maui.
Yeah, I know,
We
I
actually
love
ended
it.
up going back to Maui.
Did you?
Yeah. We started there and then went back.
Hawaii is my favorite place on earth. I think I've been like 7 times.
Do you know what we did on our honeymoon?
Tell me.
We golfed with Alice Cooper.
What? What? How?
If that is not the wildest thing, no idea how, but he is the nicest guy. And
Really?
he loves his wife and Jesus
Aw.
so much.
Oh, bless.
And we're at the Four Seasons and basically like a friend of a friend of a friend.
It's
And
the first one that comes up.
loves his wife and loves Jesus. Big Jesus guy.
Undercover softy.
Yes.
Oh my
Poured
gosh.
into our marriage. Like we could not have scripted it more. He was talking to my husband about being a husband and just
Wow.
insane. The nicest guy of all time.
Like you just ended up on a foursome with them? Like you went to golf?
Well,
and they're like,
I
"We've got
drove
this
the golf
other
cart.
too."
All right, let's be
Okay.
honest.
Yes, fair enough.
Let me start there.
Fair enough.
When I say we golfed, I mean they golfed and
Yes.
I had cocktails.
Yes.
I broke the head off of my husband's club one time, hitting the ground.
Okay. Yep. Not a golfer.
Not a golfer. We've moved past that. I've thought about getting lessons, but I'm too embarrassed that I did that to even swing one at this point. So, anyway, a friend of a friend.
How
introduced-
random.
Yeah, and so they were like trying to get us on this golf course over by the Four Seasons.
Yeah.
and it's called McKenna, and it's like the Troubadour in Maui.
Yes. My friend's family actually owns it.
Oh, well, that's where we golfed.
Whose wedding I was there for.
That's where we golfed. That's random.
I
We should
know.
have called you.
You should
Actually, it
call
worked
me.
out great. But they call us, all right? And we're on our honeymoon, so we didn't get up. We're early risers, actually,
Yeah.
but they were like, the only tea time we have is like 7:30 on such and such day. And we were like, oh, I don't know. And they said, and it's with Alice Cooper. And we're like, we'll be there.
See you there.
We will be there.
At 7:05.
Insane.
Funny.
Yeah, and he like FaceTimes with my dad and our families. He's the nicest guy.
I love that.
Insane.
I
Yep.
love that.
So we saw you and Alice Cooper on our honeymoon.
That's a good honeymoon right there. Could not be more opposite. That's crazy. Now you were saying that he was giving like marriage advice. What is because I feel like the internet, once you get pregnant, wants to give you all the advice. What is some of the best advice you've gotten and some of the worst?
Ooh. Well, he said to us, put God first and your spouse second and everything else behind that. He was like, when you have kids, you still have to keep your spouse first.
Yeah.
And then like he was talking about how the career is a wonderful thing, but the career goes away eventually, and then you're still there with your partner. And I thought that was so to hear him say that, and he was just talking about how you should always make time for your spouse and pour into your spouse. And it was just crazy to hear someone who lives my lifestyle.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, probably a little different than I have, but you know.
Now I don't know. I'm thrown off, but
I know. Well, he said he lived like this crazy life,
yeah.
and now he's like,
yeah,
these are the things that
done it
really
all.
matter.
Yeah.
And so that was great advice. Bad advice.
Like, has anyone on the internet been like, I don't know. I just feel like the internet throws out some weird shit sometimes.
I mean, let me think, because I be getting crazy stuff on there.
I bet.
They had advice that you should marry your ex back in the day.
That was probably pretty bad advice. Lord.
Well, we're glad you didn't.
Yeah. Oh boy, same.
That's scary, hey?
I lived through a very interesting time with my ex.
Did you?
That was not a good time of my life.
Oh.
And like I've never really shared about it because I'm not like in the business of smearing someone, but wow, praise God. I did not end up there because my life would be miserable and I would not have a good husband. And I have a great husband.
Yeah, you two are just sweet, and he loves you so much. But may I ask a question for people listening that might be in a similar situation? How did you get out?
Oh, well, I didn't very easily. I mean, I stuck around through some things that like, gosh, I think I just eventually had enough and said enough is enough. And like, please don't ever call me again.
Well, good for you. Don't you wish you could just shake some people or go back and shake your younger self and be like, get out earlier?
My friends, though, were like,
Did they say something to you?
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So, well, yeah, I went through this. It was not a good time. Like, lots of like,
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
cheating and all kinds of things. And then like manipulation and like, it's such a crazy story. I don't even know how to share it. It's like subtly. Yeah. Anyway, so he broke up with me initially.
Okay.
And then came back. And we weren't really together, but I mean, I did not rid myself of this human being for entirely too long.
Yeah, I feel like we all do
like
that.
came crawling back, apologizing, saying he's changed.
Yeah.
And then I found out more things that were still happening. And I was like, bro,
Do you think-
just don't ever call me again. What are you doing?
Lose my number.
Like, please. And you know what's so crazy? I dated him after I met Cameron. I had already met my husband.
No way.
Yeah.
Does it make you just appreciate your husband now so much more, the way he...
Well, Cameron could be a turd and he'd still be an upgrade from that. So, yeah. I mean...
The bar is in hell. The bar is in hell.
Set the bar pretty low for Cameron. He was like, he's made that comment before. He's like, your exes are fabulous because they just like, I'm not even that great.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, it's just like my husband just doesn't lie to me constantly and cheat on me. And like, those are really great things to have in a partner. So,
What a
yeah,
good,
and he's just
what a good
so,
man.
Cameron's really fun.
Yeah.
And he's funny.
Yeah, what is your relationship dynamic? Because I feel like you both are like mayors. You're both fun. You're both funny.
He,
You're both
honest to God,
outgoing.
though, has got me beat. It
Really?
is unbelievable. Yes.
Oh, I can't wait. to see what your
We've actually
daughter's
been
like.
talking about like, what is this child going to be like? What if she comes out really shy? We won't know what to do. Well, we'll be fine with it because we got big personalities. We'll fill the house up.
You'll fill the gaps.
But our dynamic is just like a very playful, like funny dynamic.
Yeah.
Now that we're married, though, I mean, we spend a lot of time at home. Our dynamic is like actually pretty calm because I'm gone a lot.
Right. Does he come on the road with you?
Sometimes,
Because
yeah.
he probably has to work too.
I think towards the end of the Flats tour, obviously I'm going to be getting more pregnant. And it is so weird, though. Being pregnant has made me want to be around him more.
Aww.
It's really weird. Like, I don't like being away from him.
Sweet.
I don't know if that's like something that happens to other people, but it has
There's got to
made
be
me
something to that.
want to be like around him at all times. It's crazy. And I'm not really like that.
Wow, that's adorable.
But yeah, so we'll see. Good thing, because when she gets here, I'm going to be spending a whole lot of time with him.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. A Gemini baby from the two of you makes me very excited.
No.
She could be shy though. I'm Gemini and I did not come out of my shell until like the 11th grade. I was painfully shy.
Really?
Yeah, painfully shy until I don't know what switched. I just was like, stop it, Kaitlyn. I was like,
Enough.
Enough is enough. You go out there and you shine like bright like a diamond. And I
And you
did.
do.
And I was like, it was so much more fun to be able to just be myself and not worry what people thought. But like, I'm glad that happened in the 11th grade because
What is your birthday?
June 19th.
Oh, she ain't coming that late.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her out of there by then for sure.
But my sister's birthday is May 28th.
Oh, that's close. That's the
There
day
you go.
before.
I always love reading people's birth charts and looking all into that. But how long have you guys been together?
4.5 years.
What is the highlight of your 4.5 years?
Just like in our relationship in general?
Yeah, like
I think probably the marriage piece.
Yeah.
Being married. We had a lot happen in our first year of marriage.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got married, we go on our honeymoon, and then my dad passed away. So that is not like an easy thing to go through. So we had a rough couple of months.
Yeah.
But I think kind of working through that stuff, we went to premarital counseling and we're still in it.
Great.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, I love
For
that.
anyone that needs to do talk therapy with their spouse, I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And also it was good that we did it before we got married because it didn't feel like we got married and then all of a sudden we had to go to therapy. We'd already
Right.
done it. So it was
Yeah.
just like, and then
I think that's so important.
we're dealing with this, unimaginable loss that
Yes.
was very sudden. So, like, we had
That's
to
a
deal
lot.
with that.
Yeah, that's a
so
lot.
that was tough. The
Yeah.
first year of marriage is tough in general, and then that's the hardest thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
Right.
But finding out about her and just kind of preparing for that's been the sweetest season because
Yeah.
now he's like very in the last probably 3 weeks, I've noticed like a total shift in him. He's very protective. He's always been protective, but like overly protective and like
Like if
overly.
he would have seen you slip on the way,
It would not have been good.
It would not have been good.
we would have been going home.
Oh, you'd be like, the place is not safe.
Yeah. But
Get her out of here.
anyway, so I think
That's sweet.
getting ready, the sweetest part of our relationship has been getting ready for her, like doing the nursery.
Yeah.
And just, he's all into being a dad. He's very, very excited.
That's awesome.
And just hearing him talk about her and like, yeah, that's probably been my favorite.
Oh my gosh. I just can't even like whenever I see like my best friends, their dads with their little girls,
I
like, I
can't.
just melt. And then you
cannot.
throw a dog in there and I can't handle it.
Oh, and we have two dogs. He always says, I hope I love the baby as much as I love our dogs.
I get that. I get that. I get
And
that.
I'm like, you're gonna.
You're definitely going to. It's going to be a whole.
But if he treats our daughter like he treats our dogs and our cat and our chickens. Like we had a chicken die, or we've had a couple die, and he cries. He cries. He's like a very
bless.
nurturing. He's gonna kill me for that.
he's going to be he's going to be a great girl dad.
Oh yes, he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh,
and
it's gonna crack it wide
He
open.
wanted a boy. He
Yeah.
thought, and now that we found out it's girl, oh my god, he's buying her outfits. He's very excited.
That's
very.
sweet. I love that. I think girl dads always like you. Well, whatever you have, you can't imagine your life without them once they're there. Random fun fact, I did not know this. You went to school with Kane Brown.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
did not like. You heard him humming and you encouraged him to do music. Does he thank you for his career?
He does actually.
Does he really?
Yes, I just read an article that he did a few weeks ago crediting me for his start.
Cute.
Yeah, so nice. Yeah.
Wait, that's really was he so shy?
oh my god, I
in
need a
school?
commission for that.
Yeah, you
right?
do. 20%.
Yeah, at least 5.
I went big. All right, let's talk about your home decor for a moment, if we may. If you've seen my space, you know how important it is for me to have a home that just feels cozy and reflects my style. And I love mixing chic, modern pieces with more laid back, comfortable touches. And Wayfair has kind of always been my go-to for making that happen. Now, for me, it's about creating that perfect balance of style and comfort. And Wayfair has everything that you need to just nail it. From cozy couches that make you want to curl up with a book to stylish rugs that add a little pop to any room. They've literally got it all. I recently got this beautiful sofa from Wayfair for my upstairs living area, and I'm in love with it. I picked it because it's exactly what I wanted in terms of comfort, but it also adds such a sophisticated vibe to the room. And of course, it's also neutral enough that it goes with everything, which is always key for me, and it hides dog hair. The best part, the delivery, so fast. Didn't have to lift a finger. Everything came right up to my door. I even got help setting it up. That is the dream. I also grabbed a few accessories from Wayfair, so some side tables and a little artwork that fit perfectly with my style. Honestly, their selection is huge. So I could spend hours just scrolling through all the options. So whether you are on a budget or splurging a little, they have something for every price range, and I always find great deals there. So if you're planning any home projects, they have everything that you could possibly need. I've found so many things that fit my vision and also get the job done. It's all in one place. So head over to wayfair.com, find something that's just your style today. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, I've been saying this it was the last couple weeks lately. I just feel like my body was trying to tell me something, like something's off. I was feeling drained. My skin lost its little glow and no amount of water seemed to hydrate me properly. I'd crash by the afternoon, but then feel wired at night. So weird. Honestly, no matter how much I tried, nothing seemed to be working, but I started taking Peak's Radiant Skin Duo. Okay. What a difference. This doctor recommended duo backed by experts like Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Jason Fung, and Dr. Will Cole has truly turned things around. So first off, the sun goddess matcha. This is my little secret weapon for energy. I love matcha. I love it so much. Unlike coffee, which would leave me jittery, I'm trying to do more matcha. And this gives me like a calm, sustained energy that lasts all day. Plus, it's packed with antioxidants that support clear skin and gut health. Okay, win-win. My digestion has seriously improved and I just feel more focused, not to mention a skin is skinning. And then there's the BT Fountain electrolytes. So I've been really great about drinking a ton of water lately, but with this I feel so much more hydrated throughout the day. Peak goes above and beyond with purity too. Each ingredient screened for toxins, heavy metals, and mold. So no artificial junk, just clean science-backed hydration. I feel more hydrated, energized, and just more myself. So if you're tired of feeling depleted and you want to finally nourish your body the right way, now is the time. You can get 20% off plus free rechargeable frother and glass beaker with my exclusive link. So peaklife.com/vine. That's PIQUE life.com/vine.
Yeah, so we were in middle school choir class together. I was in 6th grade, he was in 7th grade.
Aww.
So we've known each other forever.
Wow.
And we sang High School Musical songs together, like we did choir class together.
Oh my gosh, how wild. And now you like can...
And he called me one day and was like, actually I ran into him at an event and I was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
It was so random, like years later, obviously. And then he actually just called me. He's in London. And our song What Ifs went diamond, which means it sold 10 million copies.
Holy shit, congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm the only solo female in country music to ever do that. I know, I'm very proud of that. Thanks.
Okay, moment
Hey,
for
be
that.
nice to your friends in middle school because he called me and asked me to be a part of that song, and now we have that diamond record together.
That's crazy.
So,
that's a great song.
Hillary Scott is on there with Lady A, but as a band. So
Yeah.
I'm the only female on the list.
Congratulations.
Yeah, there's like 11 songs.
That is freaking huge.
I think there's like 11 or 12 songs that have ever gone diamond, and What Ifs is one of them.
I mean, it's such a good song.
Thank you.
I love that song so
I'm like,
much.
that's why people sing it so loud on tour.
Yeah, true. First of all, it's a beautiful song, but it's so catchy and it's so good. And I love the.
Can you believe like 2 kids from 6th grade?
That's adorable.
Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? And then we both just ended up in Nashville and did this song together, and it's gone diamond.
That is actually really crazy.
Dream big, my friends.
Yeah, truly. When you really think about it.
Like we're from Rossville, Georgia, or I think he says Ringgold, but we went to school. We were Lakeview Middle School.
You've done some crazy stuff. You've American Idol,
Yep.
Dancing with the Stars, going diamond. What's your favorite thing that has happened to you in your career?
Oh, becoming a member of the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh yeah. Wait, who surprised you?
Trisha Yearwood.
Trisha Yearwood, iconic. That is such a big deal.
I'm the youngest living member of the Grand Ole
You
Opry.
are?
Yep. Which I'm 30, so I'm just waiting for somebody in their 20s to be asked. You know, I know they're gonna steal that from me at some point.
Wow, congratulations. Do you
Yeah.
ever just like reflect and look back and be like, look at all these steps I've taken in my life to get to where I'm at? And
It
like,
is really crazy. Yeah.
and it didn't come easily. You've gone through some shit.
Yeah, a lot. Pretty wild. Yeah. The fact that I was 15 years old and even thought to go try out for American Idol, and
Right.
it changed my life.
Yeah.
And yeah, everything along the way has just been insane.
Oh my gosh.
Lots of ups and downs, but it's always been so weird. I always focus so much on the career stuff, and now I'm like married and having a baby, and I'm like thinking about the personal thing. It's funny how life changes,
isn't it? I just posted something like yesterday about how I was in like the darkest place of my life when I was 27. Like I had nothing. Nothing. I mean, like, no, I didn't have $5 to my name. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have an education. I didn't have anything. And I had to move in with my parents. And they still, every time I go visit them, they give me this Care Bear to sleep with that they gave me when I was literally like, did not want to be on this earth. And I just like hold that Care Bear now. And it means so much to me of like over like the last however many years that is, of just like the mentality of keep going, and you never know what's going to happen, and you go through so many ups and downs in life, but like it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love a cheesy saying, but like thinking like the best is yet to come. Like you still get to grow a family, and like the best is yet to come.
I know. And I was so scared to go back to the scary thing, right?
Yeah.
I was so scared to tell people I was pregnant, like my management and the label. No one even flinched. Everyone's been like, this is the coolest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
That I can have a baby in there and grow it is wild.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, and watch me go on tour while I'm doing it. Watch this. And we're just gonna fit her into it, you know, and she'll, but like, and it is scary. It's a new season for me.
Yeah.
But how wonderful that like I get to have a baby with my husband, and we're gonna just, you know, take her out on tour. So here we go.
But like that's a dream.
Yeah,
That's a dream. Could you imagine like telling your younger self you're going to be on tour with your husband and your baby and be a diamond, platinum, diamond medallion? I'm like thinking Delta. I don't know.
Medallion. Hey, my husband is diamond medallion on Delta.
I just got to pick
That is
out
so
my
impressive,
like
isn't it?
diamond medallion like upgrade, so it was on my brain. So I was like,
You're diamond
whatever.
medallion too?
Okay, I'm always on a never-ending quest for better sleep. Anyone else? I could truly say I really have tried it all. No TV in bed, which by the way is a real struggle when you're binge watching either actually Love is Blind and Desperate Housewives right now. I can't get enough. Some people would maybe consider getting their dogs out of the bed, but absolutely not, never. Saunaing before bed. I mean, it does help me wind down, but you know what? None of that actually made a real difference. And then I switched to Boll & Branch's 100% organic cotton sheets, and the second I slip into that bed, I get passionate about this. I could tell the difference. It feels like a hotel bed. They're soft, breathable, and just feel luxurious. My sleep quality is improved. I fall asleep faster. I stay asleep longer. I wake up feeling actually rested. Plus, they get softer with every single wash. I don't know how, but they do. So it just keeps getting better. They're also made with 100% organic cotton, so I know I'm getting the best quality, and I'm doing something good for my body with the environment. Slipping into these sheets at the end of the day feels like a little upgrade to my self-care routine, and that is a feeling that I can get down with. So now's your chance to change the way you sleep with Boll & Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com with promo code VINE15. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND branch.com, promo code VINE15 to save 15%. Exclusions apply. See site for details. Who's your dream guest to collab with in the country world? Or not even country world.
Cody Johnson. I would freak out over
Really?
that. Mm-hmm.
Who did he just do something with recently?
Carrie Underwood. So I think I'm probably going to have to wait.
No. Hello, you just talked about how big your dreams are. Dream big.
Yeah, I would love to do a song with Cody. Let me think. Oh, Zach Top I'm a big fan of right now.
Okay.
That would be kind of cool.
That'd be kind of cool. I think you could do whoever.
I've done probably 40 duets. I've been on everybody's album in town. I'm serious.
That is a privilege and an honor.
It is crazy how many duets I've done.
That's great.
When I sit and think about it. I'm not kidding. I've probably done at least 15.
Whoa.
Seriously.
You're very successful.
I'm very thankful. I'm like, heck yeah. Anytime anybody asks me, I'm like, sure. I'll do it. Why not?
You're like, that's why. I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask you right here, right now. Will you do a duet with me? Why aren't you saying yes?
Yes.
You're like, I say yes to everybody. And you're like, when I ask you. Okay.
I have to tell an embarrassing story.
So I'll tell you my embarrassing story first because I get so hyped when something bad happens to me now because I'm like, content! Because I never have a confession. And today I do. So I was just visiting my family in Mexico. They just built the most beautiful place I've ever seen. And I'm like, I want to move in. Anyways, they have the bidets in the bathrooms, and I love a bidet.
We have them in every bathroom in our house.
Oh,
Come on over.
God, I need to get them in my house. I'm like, I love it. Don't have one. But I was like, oh, I can't wait. I had to go to the bathroom. So I go, we're in the middle of playing cards. And I was like, I'll be BRB. I came out of that bathroom laughing so hard with my face was soaked. My face. Because I don't know if I
did not shower yourself with the bidet.
I did. I don't know if like my butt was too far back or not. Okay, so I'm like pressing the button.
Oh, hold on. You stop. I was imagining you like checking to see if it was working, and
No.
you're
I'm sitting. I'm sitting.
Oh, it got so much worse.
It's bad.
Came through your legs into your face.
Yes, because I was sitting there.
Did it make contact
with my face
with
or
your
with
butthole?
eventually when I sat in the right spot, but I was pressing all these buttons and I'm like, what does it mean massage? Like there's a massage button. And then I pressed the wash and I didn't feel anything. And then I was like, oh, maybe it's just like not coming up far enough. So I go like this to look and I scoot back and it just sprays me in the face. The freaking poopy water bidet sprayed me in the freaking face.
If it makes you feel better, it's clean water.
And then I freaked out and then I was like sat back in the right spot and I was like, okay, there it is. But I'm like dripping. So I stopped it. And
I mean, it's still toilet water, so it's probably not like what you want on your face.
No, but I was like, and I just came out of the bathroom just for the shock value. I didn't dry my face and I'm dying laughing and my parents were like, what happened in there? And I was like, I bideted my face. Literally soaked it. It was so embarrassing.
Do you have siblings?
I have one sister.
That's
Well, I have 6 stepsisters, but one sister.
all girls.
Yes, but my
Holy
parents
moly.
remarried later in life, so I didn't like grow up with them.
That
But yeah,
is
that's
crazy.
my. Okay, tell me yours. I don't. Usually, I get people to go into the confession booth, but we're just doing
I
it right.
probably could do a couple, honestly.
Okay, tell me the best one right here, right now.
So, how this is not out is just beyond me. I have no idea how this has never come out. But so I get married.
Yeah.
Cameron and I get married. We go on our honeymoon, and immediately we go to Europe for this European tour.
Yeah. On the edge of my seat.
And we were playing in London at the O2, which is like a huge deal. How many
Okay.
people does it hold? 20,000?
Yeah, probably.
Something like that.
Hey,
it's
Siri.
an arena there. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
We went over to C2C.
Yeah.
And I'm on stage and everything's going crazy. I am having the show of a lifetime. I am
Thriving.
Yeah.
The crowd's loving it. My husband's in the crowd. I
Yeah.
can see my husband. I'm like jumping up and down, and
Oh no.
my whole titty's out and I have no idea. No idea. My whole titty was out.
Nobody exposed
No
you
one has
on-
ever posted it, said a word about it.
Did your husband notice?
that's my favorite part of the story. So my best friend's fiance is sitting in the
Oh my God. There's. Cody, Molly's fiance, Cody. No,
He saw it.
everybody saw it. Okay, it wasn't like a little areola. It was my whole boob came out. My whole boob came out of the dress. And
I'm
Cameron
just, like,
goes,
picturing you
look at Cody and Cameron in the crowd together. I'm singing Ladies in the 90s, jumping, like thriving. Have no idea. I have no idea. They have these mega screens where, like, it's blown up the size of a movie theater. Show her the picture. Pull up the picture. I know you have to say how much of the boob was out.
And no
No
bless
one's
the
ever
internet.
said. I'm like, do they just show boobies a lot in Europe and nobody cared? Because
Yeah, they were like, oh my God, how European of her.
if that happened in America, it would have been all over TikTok.
I'm still shocked it wasn't.
Listen. So my husband, we've
Yeah.
been married 45 minutes. We go on this tour. He's sitting next to Cody, my best friend's fiance. And they're looking up there and looking at the screen. And Cameron looked at Cody and said, did Lauren's boob just come out? Cody goes,
Was it just a minute or was it hanging out for a while?
it would come out and go back in. Come out and go back in. Come out and go back in. I have no idea. It was like a scoop neck dress. And it would, like, go out and come back in. And we used like that double-sided, like,
Yeah.
and probably 50 pieces of it. And I got so sweaty, I guess, that
Oh,
it just
yeah.
came undone. And whoop, whoop.
Wait, so he said.
And he goes to Cody, did Lauren's boob just come out? And he goes, no, man, I didn't see anything.
Nope, didn't see a thing.
Nope.
Wait,
Nope.
pause.
from Dancing with the Stars. Remember before you go out, they have to do a check to make sure you are taped and locked in. And
We were taped and locked
Oh yeah,
in.
you just got sweaty.
The tape stopped taping, okay? And that was the first thing my husband said. He was like, why didn't you put on the boob tape? I was like, look how much I've got on. I mean, we used a whole
Roll
thing
boob
of
tape.
it. And so, first of all, Cody
Shit,
is
that's funny.
the most reserved, like, of all the people that my husband could have looked at and been like, dude, did Lauren's boob just come out? And Cody goes, no, man, I didn't see anything.
It reminds me of what's that movie?
No, man, I don't think so.
Super bad when he's like looking at the girl's boobs because he's in high school and he's all like horny and he's looking at, and then she looks at him and he's like, that was him. He was like, what?
Cody was like, no. And then it just kept happening. Cameron was like, her boob's coming out. Oh my God. And Cody's probably like, da-da-da-da-dee, do. You know, like, I've known Cody forever. He's like a brother. He was probably dying and he's sitting. Do you know who had the worst gig that night? Cody. Cody had to sit with my husband as thousands of people saw his wife's boob. His buddy's wife, his boob was just continuously flopping out of my dress.
The most shocking part of this is that it didn't go viral. This is my goal now. Out of this whole podcast,
Yes.
it is my goal to make your titty go viral.